Gen Xers, Millennials, will teach generation. These are just some of the terms that we are going to appear in our segment.
And welcome to the Leader's Edge, where we give actionable insights to help you thrive in a new normal.
A fantastic day to all of you. This is Sassy Casas, and I am happy to be back in this episode of The Leader's Edge.
We're here again to learn because that's what we're all about. You see, we're all about learning.
We are in for a wonderful episode tonight. Welcome to Season 5, Episode 4.
And welcome to Leader's Edge Season 4, Episode 10.
Welcome to the Leader's Edge. And today, it's Season 7, Episode 8.
It's called the Leader's Edge. We are here tonight with another amazing leader.
Good day, everyone across the world. Welcome to the Leader's Edge.
Welcome to the third episode, Season 5 of the Leader's Edge.
Good day. Welcome to Season 8, Episode 10 with The Leader's Edge by SEA-STBI. Today, we have a returning guest, somebody who I admire immensely. She's an author. She's a much-traveled person, and she's none other than Carol Esguerra-Colborn. She's here today to talk about alternative lifestyle. But before that, let me tell you her incredible credentials. In the Philippines, she used to be president and CEO of BayanTrade, advisor to the Commission on Elections. Almost wish you were here because the elections are almost here as well. Deputy Commissioner for the BIR, or Bureau of Internal Revenue, and then Managing Director of SAP Philippines, which is a godsend for all of us in HR. And then the General Manager of Megalink, Vice President of the Development Academy of the Philippines. Now, that's all just in the Philippines. In the US, she is the Small Business Counselor for the Service Corps of Retired Executives of the US. And she's also an adjunct professor for the following schools: Central Washington University, Seattle Community College, Renton Technical College, and she's an author. And I was there at one of her book launches to get a signed copy of her book. One was Carolina Cruising to an American Dream, and the other one is Cruising Past 70. She has a degree in BS Math. She's an MBA, DPA, ABD from the University of the Philippines. And I'm sure she will amass even more acronyms after that. But for now, here's something new. She's also the Travel Awaits magazine expert contributor. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to our virtual stage, Carol Esguerra-Colborn. Carol?
Hi everybody. It's actually evening here in Phoenix, Arizona, and I know it's morning there, right, Tino?
Yes, it certainly is. Morning and toasty.
It's toasty here too. Phoenix area. Oh. Phoenix is a desert. You're going into summer. Yeah. Phoenix, Arizona. We're in the 90s already. 90 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh my goodness. That is toasty. Pretty warm. No wonder you're wearing what you're wearing, because that looks so comfy,
I'm always sleeveless, usually tank top. Except my husband tells me, dress your age naman. Why don't you dress your age? Tank tops are for teenagers. But it's so comfortable, so comfortable.
Yeah. You know what? I'd wear what makes me comfortable anyway, no matter what people say.
Yes,
because what's important is the person wearing it. It's how you carry it. It's how you feel about it.
Yes.
But let's get started. Carol, since the time that we got together, and by the way, thank you so much, because I enjoyed immensely that particular episode about, how life begins at 70.
70.
Gives me something.
By the way, I am 70. I'm 73 going on 74.
Well, see, imagine that. And you don't look like a day over 60 or
That's what I wanted you to say.
I'm the one who's going to be a senior citizen this year. And
Oh,
I
congratulations.
thank you, I guess.
Oh,
You know,
don't you get all those benefits as a senior citizen in the Philippines? So many benefits.
yeah, that's true. You know, the discount for medicines, free movies on Mondays.
Movies, all movies, all movies.
Yeah, and discounts at all establishments that I go to. Plus, if I'm pulled over for um, some traffic infraction, and then the officer comes over and says, "Sir, senior na po ba kayo?" Because of the white hair, you know. Then
Yeah.
I'll just go, "What?" And then he say,
I'm sorry.
"Yeah, no, that happened to me a few years ago." But he issued a ticket anyway because my son was laughing himself silly. He couldn't stop laughing. And the officer looked inside the car and sir, hindi pa pala kayo senior. Mukha lang, sabi ko, mukha lang senior kasi hindi na ako nagkukulay ng buhok. In any case, I love the fact that you travel so much, that you enjoy your lifestyle so much because, you know, it shows. You look so youthful. So
But Dino, you know how hard I worked. You saw me work when I was there in the Philippines. I really felt burnt out. And that's why I retired early. I retired at 54. And people actually, yeah, people retire at 70 nowadays. They're still working.
yeah,
So I really wanted to enjoy life already and retire well. That is what we're going to talk about today. There are
true.
5 retirement lifestyles that we have actually tried. And the first one, you know very well, we RV'd full time. We lived in an RV full time for 8 years.
Yeah, and that's such a wonderful thing because you know there's this tiny life, there's this tiny house movement going on in the US, and
Oh
I love
yes, it's about the size, same size. And the
Hmm.
tiny house is about the same size as an RV. The only difference is the RV moves. It's a moving house. It's a moving
Yes,
tiny house. Okay, which
yeah,
to me was very enjoyable because I saw the whole United States. We lived in each state for 3 weeks at most because that's what our campground network allowed. It was, but and then guess what? Since I'm so frugal, the most important thing is we saved a lot of money.
Hmm.
You know, living in an RV like that full time, we saved a lot of money because it's even cheaper than living in an apartment.
But definitely.
Cheaper.
But the thing that really blows me away is how you actually made me look forward to Facebook every day, wondering what new places is Carol going to post
Yes,
about.
yes.
Uh, because you know that sense of adventure,
And curiosity.
meeting new
You
friends, the
termed it
curiosity.
curiosity in our last interview.
Yeah,
You felt the very fundamental reason is curiosity, and I agree.
yeah. Oh, I know that that you didn't do the driving though, so
Yeah,
that must have.
I don't know how to drive. So
Okay.
I was lucky. I have a husband who loves to drive. But no, you know, after 8 years, he didn't want to anymore because you have to hook and unhook the RV. When you arrive in a campground, you have to hook the electricity, the water, and the sewage. And then when you have to leave, you have to unhook again. So, and then it's such a big vehicle to drive. You really have to concentrate. So after 8 years, he really felt tired and he wanted to move
Mm.
on and do another retirement lifestyle. But well, I was so happy because we saved a lot of money. We really saved a lot of money. And guess what? We used that money to buy a house. We bought a house.
Oh.
Yeah. And so we settled in a resort lifestyle community. What's a resort lifestyle community? This is also another big interest of Americans now. For 55 plus, 55 and over people, you can live in a resort lifestyle community that has a lot of amenities. Like here where we live, the Viewpoint Golf Resort, we have 4 swimming pools, we have 5 hot tubs, we have 3 ballrooms, we have 10 tennis courts, 10 pickleball courts, 1 baseball court, softball park, and we all have rooms for 50 clubs, and we have rooms for a computer room and for billiards and for all these things. We have woodworking. I joined the photography, painting, Texas Hold'em, and writing clubs. Those are I had 1 club every day actually, Monday to Friday. So a resort lifestyle
Awesome.
community is parang, what you do when you go to a resort, but you do it every day. It's every day. So if you had a calendar, if you don't have a calendar, you will miss a lot of events. Because you have to put all your appointments, and kasi you in effect you're as busy, but you're not busy with work. You're busy with leisure. So that's a resort lifestyle community, and there's many in America, and a lot of them in states where people would love to retire, like Florida or Arizona or Southern California, because the weather is fine. Therefore, they build a lot of these retirement communities, and they make a lot of profits out of them. So the second retirement lifestyle we tried is the resort lifestyle community, and we've been here for 4 years. And also, we chose a golf resort because my husband plays golf Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Wow.
I don't, but there are other things.
Yeah.
So that's another retirement lifestyle. You could go to, and you don't have to go to a golf resort that is very expensive, like Forbes Park. It will be in a golf resort, but alam mo naman mga bahay dun, million. No, this is very cheap. It's affordable, but I don't know if there's something like it in the Philippines. I hope they do. But there's not a lot of space in the Philippines. That's why probably real estate might be expensive. But here, like Arizona, the geographical space here, we're about the same size as the Philippines. But guess what? Our population is 1/10 of the Philippines. So there's a lot of space. It's not very dense. It's not very densely populated. So that's the second retirement lifestyle.
Oh, okay. And I do know that a lot of businesses are moving over to Arizona, like
Yes,
Tesla being one of them.
because of the tax
California,
structure.
and California is becoming so expensive as a state to live in.
Because of the tax structure, yeah. That's why we actually, when we chose Arizona or Florida, but Florida was too far from our kids. So they would probably not visit us often, and we can't visit them often. We decided Arizona is easier. We can hop on a plane and we'll be there in 2 hours in their homes. So we chose Arizona, and it's cheaper, much cheaper than Florida or Southern California. Very cheap.
I'm definitely going to recommend to my sister and her husband and my mom to look Arizona over, because if they all decide to retire one day, that would be a great place to do it.
Guess how much we bought this house? 3 bedrooms. $80,000.
What? Oh man!
How much is that?
Okay. I would say
4 million pesos.
Yeah,
4 million.
thereabouts.
Di ba mura yun? That's really very cheap.
4 million pesos would buy 2 units of what I'm staying in right now here in Marcelo Green. But that's only like 150 square meters lot area. So if what you have is bigger than that, and with all
remember, this is the US. This is the US, so it's actually cheap for US standards, this $80,000. And actually, it doesn't cost like that anymore now. How much this costs now is $250,000 in 4 years. In 4 years, because the movement has been towards Arizona nga, from California to Arizona. So the Phoenix, Arizona now has the highest home prices in the US.
Wow.
Because of demand.
And anytime there's development, property values go up. or appreciate.
There's a lot of development. There's a lot of demand to come here
Mm.
because of tax structure. And also, I think the climate is good for old people. The only
Yeah.
bad thing is actually summer when it becomes 120. Guess what I do during summer? I visit my kids. They're in
Oh,
San Francisco, they're in Calgary, they're in Melbourne, the cool places. So I'm not
yeah.
here during summer.
That's smart. That's a good play. At least to leave when it's unbearably warm
Yeah,
or
it's
hot.
the same thing as northernly states because you won't be able to bear winter. So it's the
Oh yeah.
same 3 months of unbearable condition. It's just that there it's cold, here it's hot. And I prefer to be in a hot place because I'm used to hot in the Philippines.
Yeah, I'm with you there. When I visited the U.S. Three times in the past, there was a time that I was having a nosebleed because
Oh,
winter, the air was so dry because cold air
yes,
can't hold moisture that the capillaries inside my nose
yes.
kept
They
breaking.
will open up. Yeah.
Yeah, and then when it got really hot, I didn't mind because I'm used to warm weather, tropical weather. But my sister was suffering. She was sweating
Oh,
buckets.
yeah, yeah,
And she was saying, "Why aren't you sweating?" I said, "Well, I'm used to this
yeah.
warm weather. I'm not used to your cold weather." So, wow. So, you know what, to our viewers, that is really something to look forward to, the resort
Resort
lifestyle.
lifestyle community. Yeah. There's
Yeah,
many
because
all over there.
the implication there, Carol, is that life doesn't, the idea of a resort where all you do is just sit down and relax isn't that mindset in a place like that. In a place like that, as you pointed out, you have all those clubs, you have all those
You will
facilities.
be
So,
active. That's why it's called an 55 plus active community. You will be
wow.
active every day. You're retired and your day is full. It's not that you're
Mm.
despondent or, anxious or what, because your day is full and you're getting, I learned how to paint, for example. I learned photography here. Uh,
Wow. Oh, please do post those pictures because I
Oh, yes, I won contests already in photography. But the other thing, our savings from RVing, from 8 years of economically good living, is
wow.
we also bought timeshares. That's the other thing.
Oh,
We bought a house and then we bought
mm,
timeshares. Timeshares
yeah.
have a very negative press. People
Oh,
don't because there's maintenance fees are ongoing and you're already old and you still have to pay maintenance fees. It's like they never stop. If you don't use your timeshare memberships, then it will really feel like a drag or a heavy expense that it's not necessary. But we are travelers, so we use them all the time. So what it is really, a timeshare is very simple. It's getting these hotels or resorts rooms at a discount because you promised to use them for X number of years. So you're getting them at a discount. And for travelers like us, we like that. We get into these five-star things at highly discounted rates.
mm.
Why? Because we use them a lot. If you don't use them, then it doesn't make sense to buy timeshares. But we did buy timeshares. And guess what? Every winter, we now have 3 months of all inclusive in Mexico. You know what all
Oh,
inclusive is, right? All
oh,
inclusive is you get to eat all that you want. There are 9 restaurants. You get eat anywhere. Breakfast, dinner, lunch and dinner. All the drinks, whether it's cognac or
tequila.
tequila or Grand Marnier, the
Yeah.
liquor, the very expensive liquors, they're all there in the bar. So we have this 3 months all-inclusive
Mm.
timeshare at any of 7 resorts in Mexico. So every winter, which is very cold for me here in Phoenix, it goes to the 50s. I'm not used to that. For some people, like your sister in Indiana, probably 50s is not cold for her, but it
Yeah.
is for me. So we bought this timeshare in Mexico to 7 resorts, either in Cozumel, Mazatlan, or Cancun. And then we have it all inclusive for 3 months. Those are the months that are really vacation for me. Guess why? I don't cook. He doesn't wash dishes. We don't wash clothes. We don't clean the unit we're in. So that is our real vacation. So we have 3 months in Mexico, all inclusive every year from our savings in RVing. So now what we do, our retirement lifestyle is divided between the resort lifestyle community, which is for 6 months, every spring and fall. That's the best weather here in Phoenix. And every winter we are in Mexico, all inclusive. And every summer I visit my kids in all those nice, cool places. They're nice in summer, but they're not nice in winter. So I never visit them for Christmas. So right now, that is our retirement lifestyle. It's a combination of the resort lifestyle community, traveling to my kids, and also a winter in Mexico.
Thank you for sharing that. Now I understand why mom got this timeshare thing with Club Astoria, like 30 years. I said, Mom, 30 years? What?
As long as she's using it, it's okay. It means she gets it at a discount. That's what it all means, yeah.
And she gets to stay for free for 7 days out of every year. And she gets to choose which branch of Astoria to be at. And so now I understand. I mean, without your explanation, I was just saying, really?
That's a retirement lifestyle that you might want. But then, there are two others that we haven't really tried.
Oh, yeah, please. Yeah.
I don't know. Do we have time?
Yes, we do. Definitely.
Okay. So after that, spending winters in another country, combining it with your resort. So what have we had? 3. Resort, RVing, resort lifestyle community, and timeshares. Okay. Timeshares, all-inclusive timeshares. The 4th one is actually cruising. Cruising in a cruise ship. Spending your retirement years in a cruise ship. Right now, very few people do this, but more and more are, because I see articles in the newspapers and magazines here that's talking about retirement via cruising. We tried it. We were in what is called a semester at sea program. This is a university. It's operated by the Institute of Shipboard Education. They have a cruise ship, and then students get their degrees from that university. It partners with the university, and they spend their semesters at sea. Why? Because their degrees require international experience. Like BS in International Studies, right? Or customs degrees. Okay, so they have this university in a cruise ship, and they go all around the world. They go to ports of call, and guess what? They open up a few cabins for adults like us. Minimum of 30 days. You can experience being in that semester at sea program. And they used to call it an enrichment voyage, but now they call it lifelong learning program. Wow. Why? Because when you're there, when you're at sea, those professors with PhDs that are teaching the students, guess what? They also teach us. They conduct seminars, or you might like this, to conduct seminars like this. They conduct seminars on the area, the port of call, or the region, or the country. What are their politics? What are their religion? How is their culture? What is the economics there? What is their level of economy? And so we have these seminars in the ship while we're at sea before we dock at the port. Okay. So they open up a minimum of 30, but you can do the whole semester with them, and even 2 semesters. So you can actually retire in a cruise ship through this program.
Oh my goodness.
And I like it. The cruise ship is not as lavish as, the cruise ships that which has 9 restaurants, or 3 swimming pools or whatever. We just had a swimming pool. We had several seminar rooms. We had a game room. We had 2 restaurants. One that's a sit down, another that's a buffet. So, but it was fine for us. It had a clinic, it had a computer room, and all these things. So we tried it and we love it. Guess why? Because as a traveler, we still get to travel. It's
Right.
perfect for us. We get to study. It's a lifelong learning program. And actually, they also have clubs, like they have Tai Chi and they have gyms and all things. So it's like a resort lifestyle community, except it's on a ship and you go call on ports. Plus, you have these seminars while you're at sea. And from professors with PhDs. So, and also you are together with so many young students. Diba? We were 700 and they were only 100. 600 students and 100 oldies like us that they allowed, for a minimum of 30 days, you can join the semester at sea program or the lifelong learning at the lifelong learning program. But you can do it for the whole year. You can spend your whole retirement that way. Going around visiting Venice, visiting all the places that you love. Isn't that nice?
Carol, did these people realize what they had in you? Like a treasure trove of wisdom and knowledge?
Oh no, I was a student there. They were the treasure trove of wisdom and knowledge, and I was a student listening to. I didn't know anything about the places where we were going, and I was an avid student. You know me, naman, I'm a very good student. That's why I can teach, because I'm a very good student.
That's right.
Isn't that right?
Yeah, but at the same time, I was thinking, wow, Carol can easily get an X deal where she'd do it.
But I don't want to work anymore. I really don't. If I get paid for something, then it destroys or takes away the joy out of it. I feel like I'm work mode again. I really don't like work anymore because I got burned out. I really got burned out.
I understand, because the pace that you set for yourself when you were here in the Philippines was
too fast. Yeah, it was
just mind-blowing. I don't know anybody who was as driven or as busy as you were. I mean, wow. So you were saying there's another, so let's review. There's the RV lifestyle,
resort lifestyle community, timeshares for living in another country, which, by the way, is better than owning a house. We found out, we computed it. If we bought a house in Mexico and maintain it for the whole year, being our second home, this timeshare where we do it for 3 months when we want to go there, it's cheaper. I will never do anything that's more expensive, Dino, because I am very frugal. So if I want to start,
so it's for the time that you're there.
That you're there, and you don't even cook. I don't even have to market or cook or what, So that's that. The other one is cruising.
Yeah,
cruising. Retire via cruise ships.
And learn something new while you're at it.
Lifelong learning program. You don't get to stop traveling, and you don't get to stop learning. You continue to learn, you continue to travel, and you're in a cruise ship. You're going round and round the world all the time. But that's the most expensive, by the way. That's the most expensive.
Yeah, that's true. Cruise ships do cost a lot to maintain. Do you know that just to dock, not to move, no passengers, nothing, a minimum.
They will have to pay,
That's like $52,000 for it to just park at the dock, doing nothing. Because they can't fully shut down everything, because otherwise mold will start to grow inside the ship.
So they have to get power from the port and all these things.
You mentioned like a fifth lifestyle.
Yeah, there's a fifth one which we have not tried at all, and that is living full-time in another country. There are so many countries that are inviting, attracting people, and so many Americans are living in another country now. I have a friend who bought a stone, she calls it a stone on a hill in the Greek Peloponnese Islands, And she has this little stone house with an olive orchard at her backyard. So
Wow.
they now make their own olive oil and even sell it part-time. And they love it. See, and it was actually very cheap. There are three, for example, places that I'm really looking at because they're very cheap. Greece, Portugal, and Ireland. They also have a lot programs for you to get these visas and how what incentives you get. Also, Italy can also be, because they even have towns in Italy where they sell to you a house for $1, just so you can be there and contribute to the economy, whatever it is you're going to contribute. Okay, so there are so many things like that. We have not tried that, and we're still looking, but we're now actually inclined to go to Portugal, because Portugal's center, you can go to Spain, France, UK, very very easy. So you can go all around there, and the UK has many different. It has Scotland, Wales, Britain, and Northern Ireland. I mean, there are four small countries within the UK. So it's very, very good for traveling too. And Portugal is very cheap. You can actually rent an apartment for about $1,000, 50,000 or 75,000 pesos, diba? Cheap na yun. So you can really live in another country as a second home. And guess what? Rent your country back. You rent your home back. Rent your home. That's what we do now. Here, when we go to Mexico for our winters, we rent this out because a lot of people want to come to Arizona to spend winter here. People from Canada, they spend winter here, and guess how much they pay? $3,250 a month. And so in 3 months that we're in Mexico, it's $9,750 that we earn. It's more than enough to pay for our timeshare in Mexico. So our winter all-inclusive program is actually free. It's free. We get it for free, including all the food that we eat and everything. So when you cruise, you cruise full time, I'm thinking, or when we go live in another country full time, 12 months, I can have this house rented also, and it will pay for that. So what in effect is you're trying out so many different ways of retiring and still fulfilling your dreams, being very busy and learning a lot, and learning a lot of crafts, and writing a lot of things, even, and earning from writing without really spending. You have a minimum investment of this house, which was $80,000. And we're able to experience all different kinds of retirement lifestyles.
I have a question for you, Carol.
Just be curious and do your homework, and you can experience all of them.
Do you keep a journal of say your travels? Because
yes, I have a blog.
Okay.
I have a blog. My
Please
blog
tell our
is
viewers
it's the repository. It's called Cruising Past 70 also. My blog is the repository of all our travels. And I write for this magazine now, Travel Awaits. I write for them twice a month. And actually, when I was in Mexico for 3 months, they got 6 articles. They asked me to write 6 articles for my trip to Mexico.
And all of those are available online so that our viewers can say...
Travel Awaits is an e-magazine, and I just click in Travel Awaits, and you will see, and then you click my name, Carol Esguerra-Colborn, or Carol Colborn, and I probably have written 50 articles for them. So there will be 50 articles that will be showing you. A lot of them are about, I've written about this resort lifestyle community. These things that we discussed today, I've written about them in my blog. I've written about them for Travel Awaits also, and I've written about them in my books.
You're almost like a modern day Marco Polo, traveling the world.
Marco Polo.
Marco Polo. and
well, yeah.
Someday I know you will be writing your
more
third
books.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will be. I will be. I'm actually the third book that I'm thinking about is nothing about retirement. It's how to find your partner, because how to find your lifetime partner. A lot of people have been asking me for that. You know why? Because I can do all of these things because I found him. Because I
That's
found
right.
him.
That's right.
Yeah, I saved a lot of money. I have a lot of dreams. I have a lot of interests. All those are good for retirement. But I also wanted a lifetime companion.
Mm.
I did all my work in the Philippines without one, and I felt it wasn't that happy. It wasn't.
Mm.
That's why I was very stressed and burned out. But look at me now. I don't get burned out or stressed because I have somebody to share it with. Not only that, because his net worth and my net worth were combined, and so we can live all these things that we wanted to experience. We're not that rich, but we can afford some of the niceties in life
Mm.
because we combine them, and you share the room. So
Mm.
we're very good traveling companions for each other.
Yeah. You give life to the thought that it's not about the pursuit of wealth, but the pursuit of happiness,
Happiness, yes,
of discovering new things, of exploration, of
yes.
staying young, because you always have this yearning to learn, to
And
taste new things.
experience life. As they said, you don't like my kids don't give me material gifts anymore. They give me gifts of experiences. Like we started cruising because my daughter gave me a 3-day cruise to the Bahamas, and that's what got us started. And they give us a weekend stay in a Fairmont, which is a castle-like hotel. It has it has very few chain. It's a castle-like chain of hotels.
Mm.
So they give me experiences now, and it's worth much more than any material gift. So I don't have, as you can see, I don't have much jewelry or whatever. And my clothes are bought from Goodwill at $3 or $5 because I still look good anyway in them. And so we buy experiences. We thrive through the experiencing of life and being happy together and being looking at the same things and experiencing the same highs. So maybe there will be lows. You experience them together, but we intentionally plan on highs, on experiencing highs. And that's why we will never, it might be a roller coaster, but it will not be in a depressive state at all. We will always be happy. There will always be something to look forward to.
Mm.
So retirement can be so much like that, so happy.
Yeah. So you know what, to our viewers, let me just point out that please look at Carol carefully. No wrinkles. Uh, okay, no wrinkles. Um, Perfect skin tone, and she is what we're calling living her life to the fullest. And retirement, please, don't think of it that way. Think of it the way she does, which is cruising, cruising,
Yes, cruising.
because it's the elixir of youth. All you have
You
to
know,
do is look at her.
yeah, you know what cruising really means? It's not traveling on a cruise ship. Cruising, when you look at the dictionary, says it's traveling or going through something at a certain relaxed pace.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what cruising is.
Mm-mm.
That's why you can cruise along the road in a car. You can cruise in an RV. You can cruise in a cruise ship, or you can cruise in a bus or a train. It's as long as it is a pace that is not driven and not looking at a specific date where you can be there. Cruising is living it as you are enjoying it and not making so many boundaries for yourself. So that's why I chose the word cruising. It's not the bad type of cruising, huh? Like
Yeah, I
what
know.
you know what the bad type of cruising is. No, I'm not like that.
uh, uh, I'd like to just tell everybody that, it's never too late to adopt the lifestyle that Carol has adopted. And do look forward to her book when she will be talking about how to find the life partner that's really meant for you. Because it doesn't matter what your age is, love can still be found. And
Yes,
so I
I
on
married
behalf
him at
of
60. I married my partner at 60. I
Oh,
found
you
him at
did?
69. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, that's cool. You know what? That's right. My sister found her love when she was 50.
Oh,
Just when
really?
Yeah, just when she thought she had given up, single blessedness, given my life to the Lord, because she was a missionary.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Tell your mom she should really look. Tell your mom.
you're right. She stopped. She stopped looking. There were several men who wanted to court her, and she said, "Nah, I've been a widow twice.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
done with that."
Yes,
I said,
that's different. Ako kasi, I wanted to experience being a wife, a
"Hmm,
successful wife. I haven't
hmm,
been. I had two marriages before him. And yeah, and they were all both ended unhappy. So
yeah,
I wanted to, so it's very different from your mom. So I really wanted that experience. I felt that was the only thing that I lacked in life is to experience being a wife that is able to live long with another person and live long happily with another person. And I think I have found the guy. And we've been doing this. But if he didn't come around, I don't think I would be able to do this,
true,
I wouldn't have been doing this. That's why, to me, the most important thing is get your good education and get a good lifetime partner.
Mhm.
Those are the two most important things for you to
Yeah.
have a happy life. Like you found your good partner too.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Yeah,
People alone may go very far, but may go very fast, but maybe not too far.
not too
Living
far. That
alone.
was what I was afraid of.
Yeah. It's like the song. It's like that song. So I congratulate you for essentially pioneering this lifestyle and really championing it, because there's so many people who are getting closer and closer to their cruising years who need to hear this message. Uh, so again, let
Yeah.
me repeat. There are
But
five.
and my last message,
Yes.
my five, RVing, full-time
RVing,
RVing, resort lifestyle
resort.
community,
Yes.
timeshare in another
I'm
country, and also cruising
cruising.
via
Yes.
cruise ship, full-time cruising, and living in another country. That's really living. And as I said, they're not that expensive.
Hmm.
People think I'm rich, that's why I'm able. No, I'm not. Imagine I earned in pesos in the Philippines. Guess how much that's worth? I retired here in the US. No, I couldn't have. If I didn't find my lifetime partner, for example, I don't think I would have been able to do this. I would have continued to teach in the universities, and the load may decrease and decrease, but I would have continued to teach to
Hmm.
afford a house and a car and everything. But we combined our assets, and it became. I sold all my homes in the Philippines, and then I bought homes here. They're being rented out, and so we combined our assets, and this is how we're able to do it. And we never spent for a certain retirement lifestyle that's going to be expensive. This house, for example, is paying for our Mexico, and if we go to another country, this house will pay for that too. So
Wow.
this really not expensive at all. Not expensive. We're living with our means.
I believe you, because you have been showing it through your books, through your life, uh, and you're giving us a fine group of ideas that people can really explore, seriously consider.
Yeah, consider, study, and apply. You
Hmm.
know.
Yeah.
You can
And so,
dream, but if you don't do anything about your dreams, nothing will happen. Also, that's what that's one of the things I also try to tell others. If I did not dare to look for him, I looked for him really. If I did not dare do that, I wouldn't have found him.
well, seek and you shall find.
Yeah, I decided I really would be very happy if I found somebody to spend the rest of my life with. And I projectized it. I
So,
projectized it.
any last words you'd like to share to those who are now fired up about those five alternatives?
I don't know what it is, what are available in the Philippines. Most of your audience will be in the Philippines. But I think the principles are the same, are going to be the same. Find, I don't think there's an RVing infrastructure, but I know some people RV there. You can find a very simple RV and put it ask your relatives who have nice backyards to put up a sewer and electricity and water hookups. And then you can go. If they're in Baguio, you can go to Baguio. You don't have to wait for the government or the private sector to put up campground networks. Make a campground network of your relatives and have a small RV, not the big ones like they have here. So you can do full-time RVing in the Philippines. I know you can. If I were there, I probably would have done it. Okay. Then the resort lifestyle community, I don't know if there is such a thing. I wish somebody, a real estate developer, would do it in the Philippines, because then there will be an alternative for our elderly people to go into a resort life community and enjoy themselves. And as far as timeshares, well, your mom is an example. You can explore timeshares and see if you're really traveling well. Make sure you find something that will serve your needs. Don't get a timeshare that you're not going to use, because that's going to be money down the drain. Okay. And then cruising, I don't know if you can. I said that's the most expensive. But guess what? I wish a private entrepreneur can also do that. Guess why? Because the Philippines has 1,761 islands, and there's a lot of water, so there can be cruising all over, and that's really another type of retirement lifestyle. If only somebody can put the numbers together and find out how it can be done. Okay, and then the other one is living in another country. I don't know, because the Philippines, the cost of living is really very low there already. But guess what? There's more, like Vietnam is saying there, more lower cost. So I don't know what you can do. Or you can invite your people, your friends and your relatives to go live in the Philippines. Contribute to the tourism in there. And because that's living in another country, the Philippines is a candidate. I don't know, but I don't think it has a program for that. Unlike Portugal or Ireland or Greece, they should have a program for it. Bill's daughter was actually, and son, who are scuba divers, would like to do that in the Philippines. I'm trying to do the homework for them, because there's not somebody who they can go to ask these questions and to find out how they can do it. Okay, so those are the 5, and I'm sure there are ways to do it in the Philippines. Apply the principles wherever you are, but the main message really is just always seek happiness, be happy, and surround yourself with people that you love.
Wow, thank you so much, Carol. I do know that in the Philippines, somebody is pioneering that already. It's called Kamaya Coast.
Really?
Yes. It's like a retirement village where it's attached to a resort with many restaurants and facilities. I've been there, and I once did a customer service assessment of how they serve people.
Yes.
And I can tell you right now, it is a nice place to retire in.
That is very important. The service orientation, like in Mexico, they really have to train them, and they have to be warm and hospitable. It's like, because I found a new family there from the resort staff. And I can tell you, the Philippines, like Mexicans, are very friendly, warm, and hospitable, and maybe even better at customer service. Because sometimes ang hirap nila.
Okay, so thank you so much, Carol, for sharing so many happy, positive thoughts with our viewers and with me. I know that you're very busy, but thank you for taking time out. I do look forward in the future to hearing more about your lifestyle, your travels, and ladies and gentlemen,
Anything for you, Dino. Anything for
yeah.
you.
Oh, thank you so much. I heard from Mom that you requested for me specifically, and
Oh,
I wouldn't
yeah.
have. Yeah.
Look at hindi na. You're the one who's the master on interviewing. I want to be interviewed by anybody else.
Oh man, thank you so much for that affirmation. Appreciate
Bye,
that.
everybody. Thanks again. Till the next time.
Yep. See you soon. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, remember that in season 8, episode 11, we will be having Doc Renato Josep, who will be talking to us about COVID-19. Are we out of the woods yet? And so please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to get more updates, whether about lifestyles or about our health. So, ladies and gentlemen, remember that learning is a never-ending journey with limitless vistas. Good day.